Inner English Podcast.
Hey, welcome back to the pod. I'm Maya.
And I'm Jordan, and this is English, but Make It Real, the podcast where we teach English by talking about stuff that actually matters and isn't like, where is the library?
Yeah, no textbook dialogues here. Just real talk, real language, and a whole lot of fun.
Today, we're diving into a topic that gets way more serious than it should: creativity.
Yup, that thing people either think they're born with or not. Spoiler alert, they're wrong.
So, if you've ever said, I'm just not the creative type, we've got news for you. You are. You just might not know it yet.
Everyone thinks creativity is this magical superpower you're either born with or you're not. And I'm here to say, that is so not true.
Right? Like, people always say, oh, I'm just not the creative type. And I'm like, excuse me, creativity isn't a type, it's a muscle. You just haven't flexed it yet.
Exactly. And today's episode is going to be all about that. How to get creative, even if you've never thought of yourself that way. Spoiler, you don't have to be a poet or a painter or some tortured genius in a loft apartment drinking espresso at 3 a.m.
Although, if that's your vibe, no judgment. But creativity can show up anywhere: in problem solving, in business ideas, even in how you decorate your bathroom.
Okay, before we get into the methods and hacks, let's talk real quick about why people think they're not creative. I feel like school ruins a lot of people.
Yes, like if you weren't good at drawing or writing stories in school, boom, you just got labeled not creative. And that label sticks. It's ridiculous.
Or if your creativity didn't look like everyone else's. Like, I was obsessed with reorganizing my bedroom every 2 weeks, and I thought that was just me being weird. But actually, I was experimenting with space and flow and color and didn't even know it.
Okay, let's start with tip number one, probably the most important: steal like an artist.
Ooh, yes. People think every idea has to be original and groundbreaking. Nope. Most creative ideas are combinations of other things.
Right. Like every great idea is basically, what if I took this and mashed it up with that? It's remix culture, Spotify for your brain.
Like the iPhone wasn't some magical idea from nowhere. It was a phone, an iPod, and the internet all jammed into one. Boom, billion-dollar baby.
Exactly. So don't stress about being original. Focus on being curious. That's where creativity lives, just being wildly curious about random stuff and seeing what clicks.
And that leads perfectly into the next big one: consume widely. Like, you cannot be creative in a vacuum.
Yes. If you only watch the same shows, read the same kind of books, talk to the same type of people, you're not giving your brain anything new to play with.
My best ideas come when I read something totally unrelated to my field. Like, I'll be reading about deep sea creatures, and somehow I get an idea for a client project.
That's the magic, right? When you mix totally different stuff in your brain blender. So go read weird stuff, watch a documentary about mushrooms, learn about Viking shipbuilding. Your brain loves random.
Another trick I use is change your environment. Like, literally move.
Yes. Sometimes I just go to a coffee shop I've never been to, or take a walk in a part of the city. I don't know. It's like it jolts my brain out of autopilot. Um,
There's science behind that too. Novelty stimulates dopamine, which helps with idea generation. So, that new coffee shop, that's not procrastination, that's research.
I'm using that as an excuse now. Sorry I didn't answer your email. I was dopamine hunting for creativity. Uh,
Totally valid. Okay, here's a weird one, but it works for me. Talk to yourself.
oh my God, I do this too. Like, I'll be walking around just saying ideas out loud, and it's like I can think better when I'm hearing myself.
There's actually research on that too. Talking activates different parts of your brain. Plus, when you say something out loud, you catch how dumb or brilliant it sounds.
That's why brainstorming out loud with someone is the ultimate creativity unlock. You bounce, they bounce, suddenly you're building castles out of toothpicks.
Okay, let's talk about fear for a second. I feel like fear is the number one killer of creativity.
Yes, people don't even let themselves try because they're afraid it won't be good. But that's like expecting your first pancake to be perfect. It's supposed to be a little weird. Uh,
Perfectionism is creativity's evil twin. If you're trying to be perfect, your brain's in edit mode, not idea mode. You've got to let it be messy first.
Messy is where the magic is. You clean it up later, but you've got to make a mess first.
You ever try writing with your non dominant hand just to loosen your brain up?
Yes, and it looks like a toddler got a hold of a Sharpie, but it weirdly works. It tricks your brain out of its usual patterns.
Or like set weird constraints? Like, I have to come up with an idea using only three objects: a paperclip, a sock, and a cucumber.
Ha ha ha, what would that even be? Some kind of eco friendly puppet show?
You ever try writing with your non dominant hand just to loosen your brain up?
Ha ha ha, yes. And it looks like a toddler got a hold of a Sharpie, but it weirdly works. It tricks your brain out of its usual patterns.
Or like set weird constraints? Like, I have to come up with an idea using only three objects: a paperclip, a sock, and a cucumber.
Ha ha ha, what would that even be? Some kind of eco friendly puppet show?
Exactly. But the point is, creativity loves constraints. It's like a puzzle. Too much freedom can actually freeze you. Creative prompts. Like, what if my toaster could talk? What would it say? Just to warm up your brain, improve games. Even if you're alone, just role play something ridiculous.
And of course, take breaks. Some of my best ideas come when I stop trying to have ideas.
Shower thoughts, man. They're real.
Legendary. Also, move your body. Dance, run, stretch, whatever. Creativity flows when your blood does.
Okay, let's wrap it up with this. You don't have to be a creative person to create. Creativity isn't a personality trait, it's a way of seeing.
Yeah, it's not about being artsy or quirky or tortured. It's about paying attention, asking questions, playing with possibilities.
And anyone can do that. You listening right now, you have a creative brain. You just need to feed it and let it play. All right, fam, that's our deep dive into creativity. Hopefully, now you're feeling a little more inspired, a little less intimidated, and a lot more ready to flex those creative muscles. So, whether your next idea is a poem, a business plan, or a sock puppet with a paperclip hat, own it. That's creativity in action.
And if English is your second language, congrats, you're already thinking creatively every day. Language learning is creativity. Facts. So go create something weird or brilliant or messy or all three. We're cheering you on. We'll be back next time with a new topic and more real English to help you sound like you. Until then,